Hi, my name is Cheryl. Proverbial cough before I begin. Sea Spirit Tarot. I haven't been on in a while. I was on yesterday. I've waited forever for this time of us going to this new earth. And sometimes it seems to be almost silly to be on because everybody is saying the same thing. And it's all the things that I learned so many years ago, and I almost feel foolish. But my higher self told me I was to do this for my throat chakra. And I know there's other light workers that say that all hands on deck, everybody's needed. So the spread I have today is, I don't know what it is. It was actually a spread for a specific moon time, but when I was going through my book, this is the one I decided to do. I want to try to keep it short. I've already been on 1 minute and 5 seconds because I noticed my click-through time, whatever you call it, is about eight minutes. And in truth, how fast the energy is moving right now, often when I am watching videos, when I get to about that point, I start skipping ahead. So let's roll and see what we have. My interest is, my goal is that we all find our way on this new timeline to the new earth. We're going through the dregs of Pisces. It seems like it would have been at the beginning, but it's at the end. The dregs. We're driving through the dregs of the patriarch. We have learned, or we have been told, we have been shown, we feel, of the Christus consciousness of where we are to evolve to in the evolution of our species. But if you look what's going on, it looks like we are going so far backwards. But in truth, know that everything that manifests on the 3D level manifests higher. And higher above, in 5D, the battle has been won. Now, the lower forces that have distorted all the magic symbols and become the blood drinkers, the child abusers, the slavers, they're all fighting for control. Everybody's out of balance when they need to go, I feel, they need to go inside because it's inside us and we need to develop our own sun soul source that we came to be here. I find it quite ironic. I was watching an astrology program and it said if you have Neptune or Saturn in retrograde, you can see through the bullshit. And I have both of those in my natal chart, Neptune and Saturn retrograde. But if you look back on my life, for whatever all the weird choices I made and the opportunities that were put before me that I didn't take and kept myself in a lower realm of society, I want to call it. You know, I mean, I'm the only one in my family really that doesn't have the swimming pools and the travels to Europe and all that. I'm sitting here on my Social Security. So some hard lessons I already went through to learn. Though I always have been one for the underling, you know, as a psych nurse even. I mean, so anyway, that's a little bit about me, but I don't really know quite what I'm trying to express, except we're going through the dregs of Pisces. We're coming into a new timeline in the Christus consciousness, where we become as Christ. Not to give our power to Christ, but we become that of which he taught us to be. I'm going to start with Isis, is my goddess. Past life. What does it say? The situation involves your past life memories. As we go through all these planets retrograde, all this violence going on, I think everybody is really having a lot of things from their past come up. Past lives, past life in this life. A lot to be looked at. And we need to look at that to develop where we're going. Because we are here. I'm sorry, I have a hair. It makes me crazy when I see those readers that are always worrying about their hair. And now I got one sticking somewhere. We are here to create a new earth. We are here to step out of this 3D patriarch society. Isis, Mother Mary, the Great Mother, the divine feminine that is coming in to our life. There we go, found it. That's funny. I have these Hubble telescope cards, and I use the major for our oracles often. And I drew a temperance, and I'm just going to leave it here. Miracles, combinations, and environment. Putting together a new you, a journey of the process. And as Sagittarius, I think, is where the South Node, we're not only going across galactic center, we're going across a place even bigger than that. And Venus is so close to the sun that she's overshadowed. She's burned up right now. So there's a lot going on. And when it reflects in our society of what's going on. And so many people appear to be so lost and so stuck in these lower chakras, which is right where Baphomet, or however you say his name, of the devil, that our Hollywood idols, our cabal, our infiltration, much of our society is built on. We are stuck in those lower chakras. It's causing a lot of fear, anger, and grief because they don't want you to move forward. And this is the time to move forward and connect with your higher consciousness to build the new earth. Okay, 7 minutes, see, that's it. The first number here is, where is general humanity's emotional health? And again, I came up with temperance. Temperance, emotional health. Sagittarius card, which is where we change our mores. It is philosophy. It is a new way of being. It is the arrow that flies forth with a new vision. Reconciliation. Essence of harmony, true freedom, which is where we are heading for true freedom. Reconciler of universal law. I love that. The natural law, the universal law of love. Blessed action, healing, balance and reconciliation. A constant dance. It's in the journey. It's in the journey. And that's what I just see. I just keep repeating everything over and over. That's our emotional health right now. It's in the journey. It's poured between the two cups, and no one can quite figure out where to be unless we can step back, raise our frequency, and take a higher overview. And you know what they say, once you go down the rabbit hole, you'll never be able to come back and see things the same. New need to nurture or feed our souls. Yesterday I had, in something similar to this, I had the King of Cups. Here we have the Ace of Cups, the chalice, the true house of the heart, to the holy table, the holy grail, the purest form of emotions, of love and compassion, which is, and I don't mean victimhood, I don't mean subservient, I mean from the heart. You know, where you get the halo, the aura halo. That is all within our reach right now. If we but look and feel, but reason. I'm always saying get out of the head, but sometimes we need to, in these days, use our head and our heart together. We are having increased psychic and intuitive powers. You're going to start seeing things around you. I always call it Metatron when they glitter, but the dimensions, you're multidimensional shifting. Your dreams could become quite more lucid. An abundance, a new beginning, one of much emotional love. Drop your guard. What have you guarded for too long? This is the Page of Pentacles, and I've noticed that he's yellow, which is more of a sword color to me, of a movement of action, of truth, integrity. But he is a pentacle of the earth. We're changing our bodies. We're changing into our light bodies, coming out of this denseness of earth. And there's a lot of pain in this with everybody. So here's an application to a long-term task with a new perspective as we move into the age of Aquarius. It's pretty cool, really, huh? What needs to be tackled face on? I got the King of Wands. This King of Wands doesn't look very happy, does he? Look at his face. But he has a staff. And look, here he has the chalice. And by developing his soul sun source of who he is, so does he develop the path to find his chalice. This is Mars in Scorpio. I don't know if that's true. You know, I wrote that down and it just doesn't feel right with this, but let's just go with leadership, trailblazing. We're going through something that is not even in recorded history for us. You know, and if things get, you know, I'm saying, look at his face, anger, narcissism. He looks very sad. He looks like he has some regrets. But he needs to stand with his sword. I'm always calling these wands, I would call this the Ace of Wands, so the king has it. The king is knowledgeable. The king is stable. He's honest. He's conscientious. He's integrity. Impassioned and noble. And that's where we need to stand. We need to stand in our integrity. How does it feel in your heart, your intuition, and your solar plexus? Strong will and empowerment. That is what we need to tackle face on. We are sovereign. We will birth ourselves in sovereignty. We bow to no man. We bow to no one, because we are all that is. I am that I am within me. And then the last card, 5, how can we improve our relationship? And, you know, I wrote this down a couple years ago. So is it our relationship with ourselves, relationship with others? But it came to the 8 of Pentacles, which this one actually calls prudence. These are Dionne Fortune cards when she was in, well, actually, I think they were made after she passed away, maybe after she left Golden Dawn. So, but they have those little names on them like a lot of the Golden Dawn cards do. Development of skills, your day job. Maybe it's time to give up your day job. Be creative. Pick up a new skill set. Realign your priorities. A new focus. Be an apprentice. We're stepping into a new earth, a new timeline. If you allow, breathe out the deception, breathe in the joy, the will, the life force that you are, you will have a new path. There will be a new path. And the final cards, because I'm trying to move them right through quick, which came up quite interesting, was blueprint. There is a blueprint. We all came in with a blueprint, things to trigger us, jobs we have done. There is actually a blueprint for humanity. So I thought that was pretty cool. If you were going to trace it, this would be the back. I just want you to see the symbols of both. Blueprint. We are following the blueprint. We are at the shift of the ages, the shift of the ions. The ions. Yeah. More, get around some more negative ions. I'm at the beach. Negative ions heal your lungs, heal your head, heal your body. It's and breathing. It's all in the breath of the I am that I am. The other card that came up is the back of it. Freedom. Freedom. We are coming into a new life of freedom. Under nobody's control. Like I used the example yesterday, living in a society, I'm going to say like Avatar, but where we are all respect to each other. But, God, I can't use but, I got to keep using and. We'll birth ourselves in sovereignty. If I don't birth myself, and you birth yourself, and we meet each other on sovereign ground and respect and knowingness, otherwise it's a codependent relationship. It's no better than what there was in the 3D. And if people continue to want to run that game, they will stay in 3D or the lower phases of 4D. They will not go to 5D. I feel like I'm giving the same exact reading I gave yesterday, but I'm getting on here for the principle. And I guess the cards come and seem to be the same reading because that is the energy that is going on right now. And the final card I have is self-love. These are my star cards. Loving all of myself. That's what it says. Loving all of me. I love myself truly. Only when I love myself truly, may I love you truly. Because if I love you truly, and I don't love me truly, I am not giving you the good parts of myself. What did I learn in a class I took? When you have sympathy for someone, you take away their power. You disempower them. Versus when you give them respect or empathy, they learn their way. They find their power. They find their self-love. And they become empowered. So that's the reading for today. It was already 17 minutes. Peace. Allow with grace and ease. I know it's very hard in these times. The earth seems so crooked. But know that if we just breathe and allow and accept what's going on from a higher perspective, you got to get up there and see the whole picture. If you sit down in 3D with all this little niddly widdly going on, it will make you crazy. I wish you peace. I wish you love. And I will see you next time. Good evening.